Introduction to Political Psychology. In my continued journey to offer South Africans public education aimed at citizen maturity, national enlightenment and political detox, allow me to take you by the hand and walk you down a hallway few dare enter. The corridors of political psychology. This is a holy field beyond the realm of your mind, but I will let through the hallway, and once we are done, you will begin to understand. Not understand, but just begin to understand. Political psychology is not a subject like psychology, economics, or political science. Political psychology is not the stuff of public speeches, manifestos, or government white papers. This is the realm of shadowed influence, the arena of hidden power architecture, where the true game of power unfolds. Not in the grand speeches delivered at rallies to excite the masses and dull the senses. Not in Parliament, but behind velvet curtains. Not in policy documents, but in whispered deals and curated myths. And if you're not educated in this game, you are a pawn. Worse, you are cheering your own manipulation. The ruling party, like all masters of soft authoritarianism, has perfected the art of duping the public with visible drama while executing real power in hidden chambers. It's not madness, it's method, and it's time the people knew how to counterattack. So how do we begin so that you understand? In high-level power structures, every top leader has a circle of trusted fixers, men and women whose job is to handle problems without asking for permission. But I think I'm going too fast. Let me slow down and start from the beginning, the two chessboards of political power. The visible chessboard. This is the power you're allowed to see. It's clean, procedural, and largely symbolic. It includes speeches in Parliament laws, being passed, cabinet reshuffles, press briefings, political rallies, in a stadium conferences and consultations. It's the world of suits and protocols, of podiums and sound bites. It gives the impression that this is where decisions are made. It isn't. This board is designed for optics, to impress journalists, reassure investors, and entertain the masses. But make no mistake, it's a show, a set, a carefully lit theatre. Real power lives somewhere else. The invisible chessboard. This is where power is exercised quietly, cunningly, unaccountably. It includes political intelligence games and smear, campaigns, cadre deployment and loyalty networks. Tender manipulation behind closed doors. Soft blackmail. We have the file NGO capture, youth league manipulation, and fake civil society influence over judges, unions, and media through subtle patronage-paid Twitter armies and digital misinformation squads, psychological control of public anger, fear, and memory. This is the real chessboard. This is where future presidents are picked, not by voters, but by gatekeepers, donors, and silencers. This is where whistleblowers are neutralized, not legally, but socially, where enemies of the party are rebranded as enemies of the people. This board is invisible because it operates through narrative, not policy. And when you control the story, you don't need to control the law. Why you keep falling for the visible board? Because it's easier. It gives you heroes and villains. It gives you struggle songs and parliament brawls. It gives you slogans, land, justice, white monopoly capital. as if those 3 words explain a single thing about economic complexity or infrastructure decay. While you're watching the protest, the real hand is moving the money, shifting the contract, appointing the cousin, and deleting the report. That's the trap. That's the trick. And until you know this game, you will remain a spectator in a country that needs builders, not believers. How the ruling party uses both boards to maintain power. On the visible board, they say, "We are the liberation movement." They sing and march and quote Mandela. They draft policy documents with nice-sounding goals. On the invisible board, they deploy cadres to every institution. They weaponize poverty to breed dependency. They leak to the press to destroy rivals. They protect their allies with silence and punish defectors with scandal. They use one board to distract, the other to dominate. If you want to be free, really free, you must learn to think like a strategist, not a follower. Learn to read both boards. Ask, what's happening that I'm not supposed to see? Understand that power is emotional before it is legal. Know that the loudest leader may be the weakest player. South Africa doesn't lack talent. It doesn't lack money. What it lacks is mass civic maturity, the ability to say, "This is how the game is rigged, and I refuse to play blind anymore." Because real freedom is not voting once every 5 years. It's having the psychological tools to see through the theatre. It's not being triggered by race-based bait. It's not worshipping leaders. It's questioning them, all of them. The most dangerous thing about political psychology is not that it exists. It's that citizens don't know it does. Now you do. From here on, every speech, every campaign, every protest, every appointment, view it as a move on one of 2 boards. Ask yourself, which board am I watching? And what's happening on the other one while I clap? Because only when the masses wake up, only when both chessboards are exposed, does the ruling class start to tremble. The anatomy of political elimination. Having said that, I feel now you are ready for what I began to say earlier, but stopped myself. I began the discourse by saying, in high-level power structures, every top leader has a circle of trusted fixers, men and women whose job is to handle problems without asking for permission. Now, we enter the dense part, political eliminations. The people at the top never touch anything. Their brilliance lies in creating layers of separation between the motive and the act. Instead, a chain of trusted intermediaries is activated. How high-level assassinations are conceived without leaving fingerprints. These schemes don't start with a gun. They start with a question. This comrade, is he still aligned with us? That's the first red flag. It's not about criminality or wrongdoing. It's about political alignment, loyalty, or becoming a threat to the hidden architecture of power. From there, it unfolds in layers. Coded, Sem. Me repeat this for the 3rd and final time, because this truth lies at the core of political psychology. In high-level power structures, every top leader has a circle of trusted fixers, men and women whose job is to handle problems without asking for permission. And so the innocent question, this comrade, is he still aligned with us, eventually leads to handle it. Just make sure it's clean. No instructions, just coded intent. The fixer knows what to do. He has access to shadow funds, rogue intelligence contacts, and the criminal underworld. The assignment is outsourced through layers. The fixer reaches out to an intermediary, usually a low-profile individual who has no government position, operates through security companies, taxi associations, rogue veterans, or gang contacts, knows how to cleanly pass down assignments without being traceable. This intermediary is given a photo of the target, a time frame, finish him or her before Tuesday, do not miss. General location and habits, e.g. where they jog, shop or park. A package of untraceable cash, sometimes handed off in public places via burner phones or through second-hand vehicles. The trigger puller is a nobody. The final executor, the one who pulls the trigger or drives the car, is usually from another province or country paid a flat fee with zero knowledge of politics, disposable and deniable, doesn't know the motive, he doesn't know the client, he's told only this person, at this place, at this time. Don't miss. How the layers shield the top. The people at the top can always say, "We never gave such an order. We condemn this act." Let the law take its course, and they're not lying, because they never said it directly. The instructions flowed through atmosphere, not email, through tone, not tape, through proximity, not policy. That's how real political assassinations work. Let's get brutally honest about modern journalists, not the myth, not the romanticized image. I'm talking about the current media class, particularly in South Africa, because no, they are not the high priests of truth they claim to be. And yes, it's time to cut through the performance and lay bare who they really are. South African journalists love to act like they hold the powerful accountable, but in reality, many are embedded in the very power structures they pretend to critique. Real journalism punches up. Today's media punches down. They go after small voices, independent thinkers. It makes them look brave without risking anything. Meanwhile, true criminals walk free. No deep dives into cadre deployment networks. No real exposés on ESCO mass assassination trails. No investigations into how the liberation movement became a criminal syndicate and corrupt cartel that abuses the people, refusing to develop them, only oppress them, setting them traps of social grants, to keep voting them. Most South African journalists today scroll Twitter, quote a few viral posts and call it analysis. They recycle press releases, attend press briefings, and sprinkle adjectives onto government statements. They rarely investigate. They aren't trained to, or they aren't allowed to. They don't seek truth. They seek relevance, social currency. Journalists should be in communities, courtrooms, archives, hospitals, factories, not being spoon-fed spin-through endless press conferences at Luthuli House while pretending it's reporting.